Hey everybody, how's it going? Aaron Rift here, along with good old JM, Jeff Meacham. I remember the JM part of your nickname this time.
We're getting there.
We are wrapping things up here with our look back at WrestleMania over the past 30 years. Now we're going to talk about our top WrestleMania pay-per-views of all time. Try to combine it to a top 10 list here, but each of us got 5 to start off with. Although I think we're going to agree with a lot of these. We'll see how this goes. I'll go ahead and start here. This is in order. By the way, my top 5 WrestleManias. I'll start off with my number 5. My number 5 is this past year, WrestleMania 30. To me, the first really good WrestleMania in the past 10 years. I mean, I felt that for several years, WrestleMania had been very disappointing. WrestleMania 26, WrestleMania 27, WrestleMania 29. I thought all those were really disappointing. WrestleMania 30, from start to finish, I thought was a really strong show.
Well, the good part was it started big with Hunter and Bryan, and it ended big with Bryan winning the title.
Started big, ended big, and even had a good middle with the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Unfortunately, they kind of dropped the ball with Cesaro after that, but, you know, that...
But clearly that wasn't Vince's fault, because Vince even said it wasn't his fault.
Yeah,
what did he do?
Yeah, they recreated the Andre Hogan moment with Cesaro slamming the show. I thought that was an awesome finish to that match.
Really cool.
Crowd popped huge for it, but Cesaro's just not quite over with the fans.
But you know what's bad? It took him, it's February, it took him a year to get that swag back, because he's now tag team champions. Good for him.
Yeah, so
good for Claudio, damn it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, so it started off hot, Triple H, Daniel Bryan, amazing match, and they
took a big risk sucking the air out of that place with the streak ending.
Yeah.
And they finished strong anyway.
Yeah, they finished strong. The crowd woke back up in the main event. Daniel Bryan wins the title.
They took a big gamble with the streak ending.
Really amazing feel-good storyline.
Yes.
And then, of course, the big shocking moment with Undertaker's streak ending.
Yep.
To me, WrestleMania 30 was just entertaining from start to finish.
Okay.
Going back 10 years, next on my list is WrestleMania 20. WrestleMania 20, lots of memorable moments on this show. You know, the main event... he who should be remained nameless
Voldemort
won the title, or you could say Triple H slipped on a banana peel and lost the title. Whatever you want to say.
5 months.
In all seriousness, was an amazing match.
It was.
Probably the best triple threat match. I mean, I'm really torn between that and the Bryan match at WrestleMania 30. But, you know, Benoit, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, just amazing.
The difference is you had 3 great competitors at 20. Benoit, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
Last year, you had 2 great competitors and Batista.
Well, I mean, Batista held his own in that match, I felt. But whatever.
He held his own in that match, but he's not as good as the other 3 from 20.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. You know, you could definitely argue that.
I did.
Lots of memorable moments at WrestleMania 20. You know, Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero.
Yes.
You know, Eddie Guerrero doing his crazy tactics to retain the
Steel.
title.
Yep.
You know, and of course the end with Eddie and Benoit, you know, embracing and hugging it out.
The return of the Dead Man.
Undertaker's come back to the Dead Man character.
Paul Bearer's return. That was cool too.
Chris Jericho versus Christian was a cool match.
The Trish's heel turn,
With
which
the
we
heel
never
turn.
expected ever.
Yeah, John Cena winning the U.S. title. Really eventful WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Lots of things happened at that WrestleMania.
It was one of those WrestleManias where every bell was on the line and every title match meant something.
Yeah. So, you know, that's my number 4. Number 3 is, ironically enough, WrestleMania 3. You know, probably the biggest WrestleMania of the 1980s and even
Definitely.
up and through the 1990s as well. I mean, to this day, I mean, it still has the official attendance record of 93,000, as they claim, at least. You know, just the fact that they could draw such a huge crowd, I mean, you know, it was remarkable. And to me, that's really what established WrestleMania as the Super Bowl of wrestling more than anything else, was the fact that they could pack that arena. Hogan-Andre match wasn't really good, but, you know...
Hogan-Andre packed the house, Steamboat Savage stole the show.
Exactly. That's how it went.
And that's what that card was. I can't think... I have to really think about the other matches on that card.
Well, no, I actually think that there are a lot of memorable moments on that card. I mean, you had Alice Cooper out there with Jake the Snake and the Honky Tonk Man. You had King Kong Bundy squashing the midget. You had King Harley Race and the Junkyard Dog, the dog refusing to bow down to Harley Race. I mean, I love that WrestleMania. Just,
okay.
You know, I love the characters of that period. I mean, the matches weren't good, but, you know, there was a lot of interesting characters and moments on that show, I thought.
Very true.
So now my number 2 is WrestleMania 19 from Seattle. The WrestleMania that WWE I think likes to ignore because the pay-per-view buy rate for that show was really disappointing. And to this day I still don't understand why. Because that show, to me, that WrestleMania really had something for everyone. I mean, if you like great athleticism and technical wrestling, you had Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar. You had the world's greatest tag team on that show as well. What was the other match? Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho. If you like
Matt Hardy, Rey Mysterio, you had
lots of great matches in terms of athleticism and the technical aspect of it. But then if you want the characters, you had Stone Cold versus The Rock, and they had another tremendous WrestleMania match. Mm-hmm. And then of course Vince McMahon versus Hulk Hogan. It had something for everybody. It had something for the fans of the previous generation with Hogan and McMahon.
It was one of the ones where you and Mike and I talked about going for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And we didn't go, and we watched together at the house and went, "Fuck, we should have gone."
Yeah,
we should have gone.
To me, that was just...
It was a good show.
That was such an entertaining WrestleMania. I still don't understand why it did a disappointing pay-per-view.
I don't understand either. You had 4 main events at the end of the day.
Yeah.
2 title matches and then the 2 big character matches, like you said.
If you're a wrestling fan, how can you miss this show? They really stacked, really one of the best top to bottom lineups ever.
Yep.
And it delivered for the most part.
Absolutely.
And finally, my number 1 is WrestleMania 17, the peak of the Attitude Era, the biggest show of the biggest era, with arguably the best matches. Rock and Austin. One of the best matches of all time. The controversial heel turn. Say what you will about it. Everybody remembers it. It was a significant moment. As you mentioned earlier, Triple H versus Undertaker, their first encounter. The TLC match. Just so many memorable moments on that show. Even the hardcore match was really good too.
Every title was on the line that night.
It was Regal and Jericho was on that card, right?
That was the opener.
Yeah, that was
the IC.
That was another solid match. You
cannot be smirched the commissioner's tea.
I love that storyline.
Great storyline.
Yeah. So
Jericho Regal was good. Period. The whole year they were good.
Yeah. So that's my top 5. You want to go ahead with yours now?
All right, number 5, 18. Another one of those, not as good as 17, but a stacked card. You had all the big stars of that year, 2002. You had Hogan, Rock, and Hall and Austin, Triple H, Jericho, and a tag title 4-way, and just a great, a decent main event with a really solid undercard, much like WCW had early on, except for the fact that the main event was good too.
Yeah.
Number 4, you mentioned WrestleMania 30. It's my number 4 in this case. Like you said, the WrestleMania that made WrestleMania's comeback from about 10 years of meh. Mm-hmm. After 20, it was just kind of like, we're just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And then 30. It was good. Number 20 at number 3. Before last year, the last great WrestleMania. Number 20 was just unbelievable. It had the MSG feel, of course. Nothing beats the Garden, period. I so want to go to a Rangers game and a wrestling show at the Garden just to be able to say I did it. And it's just a great venue, and it's stored in wrestling history, and it's an awesome place to have wrestling. And WrestleMania there was always good. The first 3 WrestleManias they had, they were 1, 10, and 20 were always good. Was surprised they didn't go back there for 30, even though they try to have big stadiums now because of the history of it. But I understood why they didn't do it. Financial, of course. Now, my number 2 is WrestleMania 14. You mentioned the peak of the Attitude Era being at 17.
Yeah.
14 was the kickoff. You had Austin Michaels. You had Undertaker Kane. You had the Battle Royal for the tag title shot. You had, just another good undercard. You had Cactus Jack and Terry Funk against the Outlaws. You had and what made WrestleMania 14 so good was the immediate follow-up was just even better.
Right.
You had the DX Genesis the next night. You had Austin McMahon start to build right away without even freaking blinking. Like, okay, Michaels is gone. Okay, off we go.
Right.
Whatever. Number 1 is 17. There has not been before or since a better WrestleMania than WrestleMania 17. Period.
Yeah.
Every title that was on the line could be on the line was on the line. Every title match was good. The non-title matches were great, and you had Austin Rock at both their peaks.
Exactly.
What more can you ask for on a supercard?
Absolutely. So we got 7 here combined. So we come up with 3 more. I was thinking, I got a couple here we could possibly put in. WrestleMania 14, with Steve Austin
14's
winning
on my
the title.
list.
Oh, you already put on yours. My bad.
It's okay.
Botch. Okay.
Botch.
WrestleMania 23, which I really enjoyed that WrestleMania.
I did too.
With John Cena, Shawn Michaels, one of Cena's better title matches.
Definitely.
Undertaker, Batista. The Battle of the Billionaires.
Let me ask you this: since you brought up 23, I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Oh no.
Undertaker won the Royal Rumble that year.
Yeah.
Should he not have been in the last match?
Or
do you think it was okay to go with Cena and Michaels in the last match?
Probably, but the Cena Michaels match had good heat, so I'll say that was okay. But yeah, Undertaker and Batista probably was the better match, and I remember
that was a better match.
Batista.
Yeah.
You dissed Batista earlier, but he went backstage and told everybody to top that,
and they didn't.
Yeah,
they didn't. Batista didn't hold his own in last year's
The thing is, a lot of people would say that the match that Cena and Michaels had, I think, on Raw,
but a month later,
was a better match.
Oh God,
that should have been the WrestleMania match.
It should have.
But I think they went something like 45 minutes or something.
They went almost an hour on live TV.
Yeah.
Or not live TV, but London TV.
But still, that was a really solid card, and that was Money in the Bank match was really good, and Chris Benoit's last WrestleMania. It was a significant WrestleMania.
Yep. Okay. So add it to it. Go for it.
Okay, we can add 23, and I also mentioned 24. With Ric Flair retiring and Floyd Mayweather, Big Show,
Undertaker Edge. You know what? Put that on there for my personal reason because I was there. That was cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I also wanted to mention WrestleMania 10. Not the best card, but because of the quality of the 2 matches, Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels ladder match, Bret Hart, Owen Hart. 2 of the best WrestleMania matches ever.
Yeah, Bret Owen set the standard for WrestleMania openers.
Yeah.
I think.
Yes, do you have any other suggestions, or you want to go with 10 as the last pick?
10 works for me.
Okay.
Oh, no, we had 23. You ready to pick 23?
Yeah, we have our 10 filled now.
Okay, well, over between 24 and 10, go with 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have 9. WrestleMania 17, 19, 3, 20...
30.
30, 24, 23, 14. I have 9 listed here, unless I'm missing something.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 23, 24, 10, 30. Okay. Okay, that works.
Alright.
I lost count. I had no idea what's going on.
Yeah, so there you have it. Our top 10 WrestleMania moments. Let us know what you thought about the videos. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com. I will be there in Santa Clara for WrestleMania coverage.
Let me know how stadium is because I watched the Kings play up there on TV.
I'm just hoping it's not going to be like 90 degrees because we've had some really warm weather in California in general, not just SoCal, but NorCal too.
Well, NorCal was February also the other night, but
not worried about it raining. I actually wish it would rain, but it's probably going to be close to 90 degrees with our luck.
Bring short.
So I'm warning you guys in other parts of the country, in the United States and in other countries, it's probably going to be warm. The odds are it's going to be in the 80s.
We are a warm state, kids.
Yeah, so if it rains, you should be happy because we rarely get the rain out here in California.
If it snows, panic.
But anyways, NoDQ.com for all the latest. Thank you for being on today.
Of course.
It was a pleasure to have you.
NoDQ will have a presence at WrestleMania as we do every year. I'll be at the house, but he'll be there.
I'm sure you'll have some prediction columns and you'll do something.
I'm sure I'll put something on my own YouTube channel, I'm sure.
All right, so that'll do it, and we'll see you guys next time.